Okay, the stream is live.
We're live.
Hey, everybody here at Tom's Watch Bar in National Harbor. We are the TD Report. I'm your host, David Combs. To my right, Devin Mason, POV Sports. He's my X's and O's guy. To my left, this man needs no introduction. Two-time Super Bowl champion, Gary Clark from the Washington Redskins. Let's give him a Tom's Watch Bar welcome, everybody.
Appreciate that, guys. Hey, before I get started, I got a couple of my former teammates in here. Want to get a big shout out to Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl 26 running back, leading rusher in that Super Bowl. Ricky Irvin's in the house. Ricky, say hello to everybody. And then I got my classic two-time Super Bowl champion, Raven Caldwell, one of the toughest guys I've ever had the opportunity to play with. This MF is crazy, let me tell you that right now. And last but not least, I have, what's his name? Clarence Vaughn, two-time Super Bowl champion. Before we get started, Clarence is going to do a rendition of Hail to the Redskins. Go ahead, Clarence. Go ahead, Clarence.
Wow, we're going to get some singing going
You
on
don't
tonight.
need the mic, just sing it.
Come on, scoot in on the set. You have him scoot in on the set.
What up, DK? Oh my God. Oh, he's doing the whole thing. Second verse and all. Hey, that's funny.
Hey, thanks for that. Gary, as a guy that grew up in D.C., this is a great honor for me to be here working with you. Everyone, we're going to have Gary here with
Yes,
us
sir.
every Thursday, talking football, which is what I love to do. Thanks for being on with us, Gary.
I'm just glad to be a part of the team, guys. It's good to be here. It's nice to see the people come out to support such a sport that I love so much, which is the National Football League. And it's Thursday night football, Monday night football, Saturday night football, and of course Sunday night football. It's always great football.
Gary, let
Excellent.
me ask you a question, man. I want to get some point.
Got a little feedback from you there, Cody.
Oof.
Wow.
So let's get into the game tonight. Got the Kansas City Chiefs playing against the Detroit Lions. The Lions last year, they were 9-8, missed the playoffs by a game by virtue of a 48-45 loss to the Seattle Seahawks. Devin, I want to bring you in here. Are the Lions ready to take that next step?
Don't know if they're ready, but with Aaron Rodgers leaving the NFC North, the Dalvin Cook leaving the Vikings, their best chance is to do it right now. Them and the Chicago Bears should be able to rise up a little bit with those additions no longer on those two teams.
That division looks to be really tight. Got the Green Bay Packers a little bit in flux. The Lions look to be going up a little bit with the addition of DJ Moore to the Lions to help out Justin Fields. We're expecting a lot from the Bears. And the Vikings are going to be the Vikings. They still have Kirk Cousins. They're going to put up points.
We have Justin Jefferson.
He's going to get yards.
Don't forget Jordan Addison, that add-on.
Overall, we need to see if Justin Fields has developed as a passer. That's still a issue. I watched him in the preseason, and everyone was getting excited for the 3 balls he completed. They were all behind the line of scrimmage. They were nothing but long handoffs, and the receivers made great plays, made them look great. I need to see if he can actually go from his first read to his second read without looking down and wanting to run the football, keeping his eyes up and trying to find a guy downfield to protect himself a little. We know he's a big, strong guy, but those hits do add up at some point. They add up.
It's all about with a chip on your shoulder, guys. Like when a team gets that close to getting to the playoffs and they don't get to the playoffs, when you come back the next year, you automatically have a chip on your shoulder. So you're coming out to play. If the leadership's on that team, if the leadership needs to be on that team, they should come out and play hard and make it a contest against this quality team.
Gary, here's what I think. I think if Justin Fields targets DJ Moore 130 times this year, I think there's no way that DJ won't have 100 catches.
You know, Dave,
1,200 yards and at least 10 touchdowns.
I'm a big fan.
I'd have loved to have 130 passes thrown to me in a season. I'd have 100 catches too.
Maybe we need to get you out there again.
I'm actually a big fan of their running back.
So,
over there
Devin,
in Chicago,
let's talk
man.
about the
And
Kansas City Chiefs. Super
can
Bowl
y'all not hear
champions
me?
again. Second Super Bowl in 4 years. Okay. Eric Bieniemy moves on as offensive coordinator, comes here to D.C., but they keep on rolling. What do you think you're going to see from them tonight as far as personnel with Travis Kelce being a game-time decision?
Travis Kelce is out. He's already been ruled out.
15. Got the best quarterback in the world. So
Travis Kelce's
the way I
already been
see it
ruled
is
out.
they spent a lot of money in the offensive line in the offseason to keep him upright. But with Kelce not there, Kadarius Toney sort of on a pitch count after hurting himself in camp, you can expect to see more 3 tight end personnel, 13 personnel. I expect to see Jonah Gray and Blake Bell inline blocking, and I expect to see Justin Fortson being able to kind of chip and slip out into some routes and kind of just keep the Lions at bay. And they're going to try to run it down the Lions. The Lions were 28th against the run last year, and they didn't do much to fix that run defense in the offseason. So if I'm the Chiefs, this is a game that if you run the football and you're successful, you should be able to win this game 31-21. I think they're better than the Lions. Even though they're missing Chris Jones on defense and Kelce on offense probably, they're still better than the Lions. They still have Andy Reid calling plays and Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. That's enough for me.
You know, if I'm the Chiefs,
Hey, Dave.
and I'm the Chiefs personnel, they should have did a great job of having people on their team in the backup position, because honestly, your backup should be just as good or better than your starting group of people. When I was in Washington, perfect example. I'll give you an example. We had Art Monk, which was a starter, all-time Hall of Famer, one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver in Washington Redskins / Commanders history. And then we have Ricky Sanders. Art Monk gets hurt in 1987 season. Ricky Sanders comes in, and we don't miss a beat. Actually, Ricky ends up starting in Super Bowl 17. He breaks a record in Super Bowl 17, a record that had been held by Lynn Swann for years. And Art, quite honestly, played in that Super Bowl, but he didn't start. Ricky had took his position. That's Art Monk. We know how great Art Monk is. So your second string should be just as good or better than your first team, if your scouting department did their job.
One thing we know about the Chiefs, they're scouting, they're drafting, they're slotting of players. They're doing it better than everybody else. And that's why they win as much as they do.
Yeah, actually, I
Agreed.
see a big game. I see a big game tonight from Sky Moore. I think a lot of their guys that people don't know the names of are going to have
True.
big games tonight. Travis Kelce
Very
is
true.
officially ruled out. He's not questionable. He's not going to be out there at all tonight. He's been ruled out. And Patrick
But
Mahomes is still
question, guys, who's going to win today?
I like the Chiefs by 10, 31-21.
What do you got?
I got the Lions 28-24.
I think it's going to be even closer than that. I think it's a 28-27 game, and I think the Chiefs get it done.
Well, Vegas has the Chiefs.
I don't know what
favored
the
by
score is going to
4.5.
be, but the Chiefs going to get it done because they got the type of leadership that are going to refuse to leave, especially when you got key personnel out. Cream rises to the top. Always does.
Hey, 2 Super Bowl rings. Got to listen to them. One thing I do
Yeah.
appreciate about what the Chiefs are doing is when they bring in new guys, everybody is organized and knows what they're supposed to be doing. It looks like they just never miss a beat. Nobody's in the wrong spot. Nobody's running the wrong route.
They have smart players. They got great coaches. They got a great head coach that understands his players and he gets the best out of his players. That's the key for a head coach. When your players love you and are willing to do anything for you, that's when you know you're a great head coach. That's why I was fortunate to have Joe Gibbs, one of the best ever, if not the best ever. He got the most out of his players, no matter the situation, no matter how they felt physically, they went out and gave 110% every game. And that's what you need from your players. When you respect your coach that way, you'll do anything for them.
Hey, Cody.
Yes, sir.
Gary sounds like he could probably be a good fantasy owner.
Yeah,
It's not
I
happening.
want to get him in there, but yeah, he's
Well, Cody, since
does-
we've got you here,
We can hear each other. Can't
let's
hear
go
us on
to
this.
our Bennett breakdown. Let's talk a little fantasy and get these lineups set.
Yeah, before kickoff, let me go over some points here of daily fantasy lineup. If you guys are on FanDuel at all, you can go ahead and pick your players for tonight's game.
Okay.
Let's do the breakdown.
Yeah, so
Fantasy
tonight
breakdown.
I'm running the lineup.
All right. You can do it again.
It's
Hey,
the
Cody.
way that this works. So, yep.
Let's go to a commercial to take a quick break, and we'll come back so we can get the overhead done.
All right.
Everybody, stay tuned on the TAA report. We got you. So, hey, Cody. Oh, we're live. Excellent. Thanks, everybody. We're back. Okay. We're going to be talking about the other lines and the Chiefs. We just spoke with Dev about 13 personnel. Let's go back to that real quick. Devin, talk us about 13 personnel. How much do you think we're going to see that tonight?
I'd say 50, 55% of what they may do could be in 13 personnel because Kelsey's their best route runner. He's the guy that makes everyone else better. So without him, you have to compensate in other ways because there isn't another proven consistent route runner on that roster. They have plenty of talent, but they're not proven, and in this kind of game, Super Bowl banner being hung tonight, the emotion, I think you get into that 13 personnel, you feed Pacheco and you feed Edwards-Helaire, and the minute they load the box, you throw it over their head.
Okay. Gary, you mentioned earlier when somebody goes out like an Art Monk, Ricky Sanders has to step into Art's spot. You have to step into where Ricky is. Who is stepping into where you were? And how does that impact your route trees?
Well, when I left Washington, Desmond Howard stepped into my shoes, and he had a hard time playing X receiver because you're on the line of scrimmage and you have to be able to get away from the press and run, and he wasn't able to do that. I mean, obviously, they should have had Ricky Sanders play my position and had Desmond play Ricky's position because Ricky was just a great receiver, maybe the most athletic out of Lear and out of the posse. He was hands down probably the most athletic.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So as the Chiefs King Lions game goes to the national anthem, we're going to be on with you guys another 15 or 20 minutes. We've had Cody talk about the fantasy lineup. We've talked about the Chiefs and the Lions. Let's talk about some of the other storylines across the NFL. And sorry for the feed, everybody. My key storyline this year is going to be the Jets.
Dave,
Aaron Rodgers comes over. Go ahead, Cody.
Just want to let you know that you guys are coming across very clear and very crisp on all the airwaves live out there to the world. So Perfect. If you're hearing issues in there, just know that it's just in there. You guys are solid everywhere else.
Thank you, sir.
But also, real quick, I'm not sure if you guys can hear me, but before quick kickoff, I didn't list the players that I had listed for fantasy tonight. I'm running Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Harrison Butker, Sky Moore, and David Montgomery. Those are your 5 for flex play fantasy tonight. Hop on FanDuel, run those 5, and win you some money. Enjoy
the show,
that,
Gary? Gary's got his phone out anyway.
I'm clueless.
So thanks over to Cody. One of my key storylines this year is going to be the Jets. Aaron Rodgers moves over from Green Bay. You've got a great young defense led by Sauce Gardner, all-pro as a rookie. They've got some swagger, and they've got some room in that division to make some noise.
They do.
What do you think about their offense? I'm going to talk to an offensive guru right here. Talk to me, Dev.
Their offense, last year they were 7-3 at one point, and they finished 0-7 the last 7 weeks because of bad quarterback play. Mike White, Zach Wilson just wasn't getting it done. So now you bring in a full-time MVP who isn't what he once was, but he's 10 times better than what they put out there last year. But the key to him is going to be Dalvin Cook coming over from Minnesota, because now you have a guy you can hand the ball off to and get your play action going, which is what Rodgers is really good at. And you have Brees Hall, who was probably going to be Offensive Rookie of the Year before he tore his ACL, back healthy. Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb, McCole Hardman, and CJ Uzomah. That's a lot of talent. But on defense, you mentioned Sauce Gardner. It starts with Quentin Williams, one of the most unblockable 3 techs in the league. Former Alabama guy, got his big money this offseason. So that defense starts with him. And that offense starts and ends. It's going to start and end with Mekhi Becton at right tackle. That was the weakest part of their line last year. He's healthy. So I think the Jets have a chance to be really good. Really good.
Thanks for that analysis. Now, does Randall Cobb give Aaron Rodgers a kickback? How does that work?
You know,
What?
it's funny because him and Lazard follow Rodgers in New York. He left and they came with him. So I think Cobb still can be serviceable because, like Gary said, he's a good X receiver. He knows how to get off press coverage, and he knows how to play in the middle of the field. If he can control the middle, that opens up Hardman and Wilson on the outside. And then you still got Dalvin Cook and Brees Hall coming at you with their ability to catch and run. So good offense, man. A lot of talent. Now we got to see how it all come together.
Well, it must be nice to have some to throw you a little money here and there. You know, Aaron Rodgers is going to call you. You're sitting on the couch. Randall, are you ready to go? Can you play? You in shape?
Now, you know they had those conversations long before he made that call.
They had
That
to.
was pre-planned. That was
Yep.
pre-planned to come out. But playing with Aaron, he gives you that leadership quality that only certain quarterbacks have, and he's proven that. Now, have you seen how he looks? Have you seen how he's came back? He looks like he did when he first came into the league. He has a chip on his shoulder, and he's going to prove a point similar to what Brady did when Brady left the Patriots, that I can win anywhere.
That's going to be interesting, and that's a storyline we're going to be following the rest of the year. Now, we've got to talk about the Washington Commanders. Daniel Snyder is out. New ownership in with Josh Harris and his group. You've got the coaching staff is going to stick around from last year, but you're also going to add in Eric Bieniemy. Seems like he brings an intensity and an accountability factor that we haven't seen here on the offensive side. There's a couple of guys chafing a little bit early in camp. I think that's going to go away once they start winning. What do you think about that, Dev?
Yeah, you know, there's been a lot of Club Med around here. You know, you bring in a guy that, you know, I don't know if you guys know this, but Eric Bieniemy was told by Ron Rivera to handle all the training camp, to put together the schedule, to handle the daily grind. Eric Bieniemy is also familiar with Andy Reid running those old Eagle camps where Latrobe, you know, up in Latrobe before Pittsburgh went up there, the Eagles used to be up there. It's hot. It's muggy. It's not comfortable. It's 2-a-days. So Bieniemy comes from, and he also played for Bill McCartney, who took them through the ringer at Colorado. So he's old school. He doesn't believe in that, you know, guys kind of taking plays off, and it's hot. It's hot. We have to get better. And them guys going to Rivera and telling him that is one thing. But the worst part was Rivera told us. Why do we need to know that? We didn't need to know that. Keep that to yourself.
Well, Ron Rivera played for Mike Ditka. He don't care. You're not going to tell Ron Rivera that things are too tough.
Exactly.
You played for Iron Mike Ditka
And Buddy Ryan.
and Buddy Ryan. Come on, man. Those guys were old school.
Lunatics, man. You know, they were crazy.
Gary, could you have played for those guys?
Of course. I mean, Dicker, his personality, he just wanted to win. I played for Buddy. That's a whole nother conversation, like for another day. You have to wait till we play the Cardinals so I'll bring that conversation.
Buddy might try to swing on you.
But Buddy will swing, but I'd swing back. That's the only difference. But I love the prospects of the Commanders this year. I love what they did. I love that they brought in the enemy. I think the offense is going to be even better. And their receiving core, Posse 2.0 plus one. They're 4 deep at receivers. 4 deep at receivers. And when you come into that and they brought up the line, they tighten up the line play, Hal is going to have a stellar year. He's going to be good. And in the next 3 years, he's going to be great.
I think we have a sellout on Sunday for the opener.
Yes, we do.
I'll be there. You'll be there. Dev, are you going to be able to come through?
I'll be there.
I can't wait to see this. This is my hometown team. And seeing these seats empty, it bugs me. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. How a fan base can be eroded like that in such a generally short time. It just shows that if ownership doesn't care about their team, doesn't care about the franchise, and put that above themselves, it's going to show on the field, and the fans will show their displeasure by not coming to game.
But you gotta win. At the end of the day, this is what I know as a player. If I win, the players, the management, the ownership can do no wrong no matter what. Perfect example. If the Commanders get in the playoffs, get to the second round, the third round, or go to the Super Bowl, everybody who said they hated the Commanders' name, they will change and say they love the Commanders' name. Because it's all about winning at the end of the day. 100%. If I win, I get the keys to the city.
Can't argue with that, Gary.
Nope.
Devin, for this weekend, the Arizona Cardinals they're coming in here limping. They've just named the starting quarterback, Josh Dobbs. He's been there about a week. He probably only knows the equipment manager's name, the coach, the offensive coordinator, maybe 1 or 2 of the receivers. This is going to be ugly. He's going to be running all day.
Unless he looks at it as a challenge. Like, what I love about the NFL, like before Kansas City had their quarterback, before we knew what Mahomes was a backup.
Yep.
Didn't know what he would do. So the surprises always shocks a fan because we don't know what they can do until they go out and do what they can do. Perfect example. I came in, it took me 5 games before I became the starting receiver for Washington when I played. And beforehand, nobody knew who Gary Clark was or kid.
Well, we don't normally give betting advice on the show. Bet the mortgage on Washington. They're going to kill Arizona. I mean, it's going to be ugly. And Chase Young might play. Come on.
Yeah. Well, everything about Arizona reeks of a tank job. Everything they're doing. Kyler Murray's situation, trading Isaiah Simmons for a 7th-round pick, and cutting Colt McCoy after he's been there the whole offseason, bringing in Josh Dobbs with a week before the season.
Oh, wait a minute. This just in. Rookie Clayton Tune will start for Arizona on Sunday.
Okay. I'm okay with rookie starting. You just never know what you're going to get.
It's called tank
failure,
for Caleb Williams.
Well, Caleb is a local guy. I think he watches the show. Caleb, start getting your house ready in Scottsdale, buddy.
If it's up to his dad said the system is all jacked up. And it's not fair that he has to go play for somebody like that the other day. So he can go back to school and be the #1 pick the following year. So there's no guarantee that he's going to leave.
He's not leaving Arizona. I'm telling you that right now. From a personal standpoint, he's not leaving Arizona. Because no matter what the team do, it's a great place to live.
It's a great place to live.
A great place to live.
Yes.
I would not play for the Bidwell family for all the whiskey in Ireland. Never.
I played for them, and the daughter was awesome. Mr. Bidwell was a little different, just a little different type of guy. But at the end of the day, the Cardinals have had success in the past. So you can never take a team for granted because you just never know what happened in offseason.
2 more minutes. Yep. So we've got kickoff coming up. We want to thank Gary Clark for being with us on the show. We're going to be back next week. But the best part about this is we're going to do better on the technical difficulties part. We're going to get our sound system together here. We do want to thank Sean Smith, general manager of Tom's Watch Bar here at the National Harb. This season, definitely come down here. They've got tons of TVs. If you don't have tickets to the game, join us here and kick back and enjoy the game with us. We also want to thank Devin for being on. Devin, you've got a game Friday night. You're coaching?
Yeah.
Well, good luck to Potomac. Devin is a high school football coach, 2-0, trying to get that 3-0. Also want to thank Cody out in Miami. Thanks, Cody, for the Bennett Breakdown. And with that, we're going to sign off on this edition of the TD Report. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the game.
Peace.